What's happening, everyone? I hope you're all well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lewis. I'm a personal trainer. This video is called How to Sesh While Still Seeing Progress. And it was inspired by a question that one of my clients asked me not too long ago. And he's young, he's 22 years old, and he was really struggling sticking to his social life and seeing his friends while still seeing progress and sticking to his gym sessions as well. So I really wanted to make this video to help him and everyone else understand how we can still make progression in the gym while still enjoying our nights out as well and having a bit of fun. Okay, so that's what this video is about. Let's get straight into it. So just a bit of a preface, okay? These are the things that we're going to be going through today. So first of all, fitness versus your social life, the effects of alcohol, the effects of drugs, because that needs to be spoken about, how to structure your sesh, the do's and don'ts of the sesh, how to beat the hangover, and then we'll go through some tasks and some scenarios in the end that you can do by yourself. If you want to take notes, get yourself your phone notes out, get a little notepad out, and start taking notes as we go along. Any important bits that you want to jot down, jot them down. You know, I'm not suing anyone for stealing the ideas. Before we start, things I need to mention, right? First and foremost, moderation is key. Obviously, going out and overdoing it will ruin your gains. This isn't a magic plan to completely make sure that you're seeing loads of progression. If you overdo it on a night out, there is no way that it's not going to kill your gains, all right? Another thing, a really important one, if you can't say no, and by that I mean if you can't say no to someone offering you a drink, offering you drugs, or wanting to go on a night out every single day, then the issue lies somewhere else. All right. And I suggest that you speak to a professional. This video is not going to help you. So bear that in mind. I'm here to educate you, but it's actually up to you if you're going to follow me tips, obviously. All right. If you don't follow these tips, then it's not going to help you out. Okay. Getting into it. Fitness versus your social life. So your physical fitness, going to the gym, your fitness goals should always supplement your lifestyle and not take over. And that goes for anything. And that brings us on to the second point. You shouldn't stop attending social events with fear that it's going to ruin your progress. Right? So you don't have to be that guy that says no to spending some time with your pals, spending some time with your missus, your partner, your family, in order, because it's all going to ruin your gym progress. You don't have to do that, right? Fitness is there to supplement all that. We need to find a solid balance between our social life, our family life, our work commitments, and also our fitness commitments as well. Having a great balance of all of them means that you'll be happy, all right? Focusing on one, choosing one over the other, means that we will be lacking in the others, right? So this isn't the case of choosing one thing over the other. We can have fun and we can look good doing it, all right? Again, moderation is key. So let's get into this. A bit sciencey, this one. This isn't to scare you. This is just to educate you, like I said. So the effects of alcohol. Alcohol limits protein synthesis by 25%. All that I mean by that, right, is that when we have protein, okay, protein is super important for helping our muscles repair and our muscles grow, but alcohol can stint that by up to 25% and more than that even if you overdo it, right? So it can affect our muscle growth and repair. Approximately 1 gram of alcohol is around about 7 calories, right? So just like carbs, protein, and fats, per gram there is a certain amount of calories that go into it, and alcohol is no different. So there's one per 1 gram is 7 calories, or roundabouts again. We can't store alcohol. Our body just cannot store it like it does all them other macronutrients. So what happens is our liver prioritizes breaking it down over their macronutrients. So you'll probably know that we use carbs and fat for energy. And if we can't use carbs or fats, our body stores it as body fat, right? So because alcohol is a poison, our body wants to get rid of that as soon as possible. So it prioritizes using that for energy than the carbs and fats, right? That causes the carbs and fats that we do take in to be stored as body fat, right? Another effect of alcohol is obviously it gets you drunk, right? Effects of alcohol number two. So first and foremost, it's a diuretic, which means that you excrete fluids. And just think, how many times or how many drinks do you have before you're on the bog on a night out? Probably not a lot, right? You're always back and forth to the toilet when you're on a night out. So due to, oh, nearly went off there. So due to us losing loads of fluids, this makes you lose loads of water, right? Which makes you dehydrated. More importantly, this makes you lose electrolytes, which is something that we're going to get into right now, okay? It's really important. Electrolytes are dissolved in water and they're important for maintaining proper cell and nerve function. They're also really important for muscle action. So imagine if you have ever had muscle cramps, right? There's two reasons why you could have had it. One of the reasons is because you were dehydrated, and the other reason might be because you didn't have enough electrolytes in your body, right? A lack of electrolytes mean that you could be weak, trembling, sluggish, and feel really tired. Imagine the same effects that a hangover has on people. They're the same effects that a lack of electrolytes could have on you. So there's the next one, the effects of drugs. This is something that needs to be talked about, right? Um, Again, when I'm talking to some younger people, especially some younger students, this is something that I really want to go through. If you think about what the UK is like at the minute, there is a big drug epidemic within festivals, within universities, and within nights out as well. I used to be a doorman, so I'm very well experienced with seeing drugs and seeing the effects of them as well, right? So drugs have some various effects. There's different types of drugs. First type is stimulants, right? Stimulants, they cause excitement, euphoria, alertness, and an increase in activity. Think stuff like weed, MDMA, cocaine, nicotine, which is like smoking, and you call them snus, and ketamine as well. Then you've got depressants. Depressants slow down brain activity, right? So really they're the opposite. They cause drowsiness, relaxation, pain relief, and you're thinking on the lines of alcohol. Although alcohol does have the first initial effects of stimulants, when you're on a hangover, they've got more depressant effects, and weed as well. Come downs from drugs can cause stress, feelings of sadness, and big dopamine crashes, which is something that the next slide talks about, all right? Poor choices. I'm sure all of you, or most of you anyways, have made some poor choices on a night out. And I'm going to explain why you've made them poor choices. Not completely why, but these are some of the big cases of it, all right? So I'll move my head out of the way. So alcohol and stimulant drugs can heighten dopamine levels. And this causes you to be a lot more, this causes you to be a lot more active, both externally, doing a lot, and internally. They lower your inhibition, which is your ability to make good and rational decisions, right? Because you have high dopamines, and this is a little bit sciencey for you as well, and this can lead to certain receptors go off in your brain that wouldn't normally go off. This would lead to them getting more attention. So without sounding too, again, sciencey about it, whenever you make a decision, right? So whenever you're in a scenario and you need to make a decision, loads of different brain receptors will go off, a bit like someone bidding for an auction, right? And usually, well, most likely, the correct decision would go off. So if you were in front of a stove, loads of receptors would go off, and the right decision would be made not to touch the stove and burn yourself. Now, when we have high levels of alcohol and high levels of drugs, the receptors that would not normally go off and win the bid, they would actually get favored, right? And this can lead to us making some very poor decisions that we wouldn't normally make, right? This would lead us to drinking more and taking them drugs, going home with that older lady, you know what I mean? This is no excuse. I don't want you going home and telling your friends and families that you made a poor decision on a night out because your receptors are going off. No, you need to make the right decisions prior to that and to make sure that doesn't happen. Obviously, the more that we have, the more alcohol, the more drugs, the less inhibition that we have. A really good book to read is a book called Hungry Brain, and that's by Stephen J. Gunyet. I've probably absolutely butchered that name. But it really goes more into detail about this, and it relates it back to food, it relates it back to diet, and why you might be making the wrong diet decisions. So there's just a little plug for you there. Again, the book's called Hungry Brain. Definitely recommend reading it. Structuring your sesh. So we've got to structure a night out, okay? We've got to plan ahead of time. If you still want to be hitting them fitness goals, you've got to plan, all right? A really good tip that I like to use myself, and I use it with a lot of my clients as well, is a method called calories in the bank, right? So if you take your daily calorie goal in order to reach your fitness goals, for example, 2,500 calories a day, I would recommend taking 200 calories off every day for 3 days prior to leading to a night out. All right. So again, if your calorie goal is 2,500, take two to 300 calories away. That would leave you with 2,300 calories for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before you go out on Friday. Okay. And putting calories in the bank, think of it like you're putting them in there to spend later on. All right. So you're sacrificing some food for the days prior, or sacrificing some calories rather, so you can spend it on the food, you can spend it on the alcohol, and you can indulge more in the stuff that you want to indulge in when you're out rather than feeling guilty. All right. So that's calories in the bank. Really, really good method to use. Another thing I would want to go over is drink choice. All right. So the majority of you will be drinking pints, right? For all you lads out there, the drink of favour for lads is a pint, right? 1 pint equals anywhere between 200 and 300 calories, and it really depends on what brand you're drinking, all right? But roughly, it's around about them two marks. If we take spirits into account, spirits, so one shot of rum is around about 96 calories, whereas one shot of vodka is approximately 97 calories. Again, the brand and how much some servers just go like that, don't they? But take all that into account and just use this as a rough estimate. So instantly, we know that one shot of spirit is going to be a lot better for us calorie wise than 1 pint. But what about the mixers? Let's say you think that you're doing really well because you're having a shot of rum, but then you're using full fat Coke. So full fat Coke, right, is around about 200 calories and it's by 500 milliliters. So that's by one glass that you'd probably get on a night out or one can of Coke, right? So that's around about 200 calories. Diet Coke, 0 calories. Full fat Sprite, 200 calories. Diet lemonade, 0 calories. So again, this just comes from education and knowing what to do. There is no shame whatsoever in telling whoever serving you, can I please have some Diet Coke? Can I please have some Diet lemonade with me shot or with me double? There's no shame in that. And if anything, you're making sure that you will still be on track for your fitness goals. You're not going over your calorie target. You're not going too excessive. So make sure that you're making the right decisions when you go out. And that starts with drink choice. The do's and don'ts of the sesh. I'll move me head out of the way here, just so you can see everything. So the do's, obviously have fun. We're there to have fun. We're there to enjoy ourselves. Plan your alcohol consumption. We've already talked about this. We've discussed this with stuff like calories in the bank, planning ahead of time. I would definitely go with spirits and mixer over beer and cider due to the calories. Stay hydrated. So when I say stay hydrated, I would recommend personally for every 2 drinks, have 1 pint of water, right? So for every single vodka lemonade, for every 2 pints of beer, definitely get yourself 2 drinks or 2 pints of water, right? It's going to make you stay more hydrated and it's really going to help negate the effects of a hangover, right? Another thing, plan a pre-post session meal, right? So I've done this loads. After you've been on a night out, there's no better feeling than popping the McDonald's and stuffing your face with chicken selects, chips, and a Big Mac, right? That's my choice, anyways. But one thing to really help you stop um doing that is to plan something for when you get home and make it something that you really, really enjoy eating. Right? So if you enjoy a spaghetti bolognese, pop it in the fridge so that when you come back, you've got that to look forward to. And that'll just be that extra thing in your head there that might make you think twice before grabbing a takeaway, grabbing a McDonald's, and grabbing some fast food, all right? The don'ts of the sesh. Don't take it too far, right? Don't give it the peer pressure and just think, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go mental. That just negates the whole point of this video. Really, really try and stay as disciplined as you can while still having fun, all right? Another thing, don't mix drugs. We went through it before. There are different types of drugs. They've got different effects and at different intensities. If you're mixing them all together, you're going to have a bad time, right? And you're going to get that come down effect and it's just going to completely ruin your night. It's going to completely ruin your day after as well. So make sure you avoid doing that. Um, limit mixing drinks as much as you can. So you probably all know if you mix drinks, then you're going to get a lot more drunk, a lot more mortal, a lot quickly. And again, it could just ruin your night. And nobody likes to look like an idiot when they're too drunk, right? Last one, don't eat too much crap. Again, you're there to enjoy yourself. Yes, you can eat some crap. You can have a cheat meal while you're out, but again, don't overdo it. Like me with the chicken selects, right, and the Big Mac. Nearly there. How to beat the hangover. So just like Thanos over there, hangovers are inevitable. You can't really stop them altogether, but you can negate and decrease the effects of it, right? So first and foremost, stay hydrated on the sesh, right? We talked about the water before. Every 2 drinks that you have a pint of water, right? Always aim for 8 hours sleep, all right? So try not to stay out too long. And if you do, make sure you're getting that 8 hours in. Sleep is number one of importance in terms of recovery, both in the gym and out the gym. If you're having a rough one, if you're having a rough day, it all aches and pains you, getting a good quality night's sleep in is really going to help you out, all right? Next one, as we all know, don't overconsume drink and drugs. That's just about not taking it too far. This one, so we talked about electrolytes before. What I would suggest doing when you wake up, have some electrolyte drinks or electrolyte tablets ready for you. Okay, so by drinking these electrolyte drinks, by drinking these tablets as well with some water, it's really going to help replenish the electrolyte level. And again, we know that stuff helps out with how we're feeling. It helps out with fatigue, how our muscles recover as well. So make sure you're getting some good electrolyte drinks and tablets down you. Stuff like Lucozade Sport, Powerade, and Gatorade as well. They're all really good. Personally, I like the Lucozade Orange. I think it's really good. But definitely make sure you're getting some of them in you. Another weird thing, you've probably seen some really hardcore fitness fanatics do it every single day, but it's not stupid. Getting some salt water in you in the morning, just half a teaspoon in some water, mixing it around and drinking that. Again, it's going to help with helping the electrolytes get dissolved within your fluids. So really make sure you're having a little bit of salt water. Citrus fruits, so stuff like orange, kiwis, lemons, again, really good for recovery. And another thing that you might not have expected, exercise as soon as you can, right? And this isn't me being some fitness guru saying exercise first. We know that exercise can help with dopamine levels, it can help you feel better. So make sure that you can get back in the gym as soon as possible. Day after, um, even again, it's going to make you feel a lot better, and it's going to make you mentally feel like you're still on it. You're still making progress. You're straight back in there, and yeah, you'll feel absolutely class after. Final slide, right? So I've got some tasks for you. I don't want you answering them now. I'm not going to go through them, but you can answer them on the notes that you put on your phone, or you can just think about them. All right. So first one, I'll move my head out of the way for you. If my daily calorie goal is 2,400 calories, and I'm going out on Friday and plan to have 3 double vodkas, how many calories should I put in the bank daily to spend when I'm out? I'll let you think about that one. I'll let you decide that one. And the last one, I messed up, taking it too far. Have had 8 doubles. How much water should I have to rehydrate properly? So there are your 2 questions, 2 scenarios for you to answer. Whatever you decide would probably be the right. If you take everything that I've said before, you should probably have a good answer for both of them. Right, you ready to enjoy your night out? Here's a photo of me and my friends being idiots. I hope you've learned a lot in this little webinar. If you have, again, my name is Lewis. You can find us on Instagram through Lewis How Coaching. You've probably found us through there in some sort of way. Again, enjoy your night out. Take everything that you've learned in this video and put it into practice, and I promise you, you'll have a quality night and you won't ruin your progress in the gym. So yeah, cheers.